is not your enemy. I know that sounds insane. I know half of you just clicked off, but stick with me for a few minutes because what I'm about to tell you is going to change how you see this whole thing completely. Look, everyone's out here saying you gotta quit porn or your life is over. Like, if you just stop watching it, suddenly everything's gonna click. You're gonna be rich, girls are gonna like you, you're gonna feel amazing. So you try. You make it 2 days, maybe 3, and then you mess up, and you feel like complete trash, and then you do it all over again. I'm telling you right now, that's the wrong way to think about it, because porn isn't actually your problem. It's never been your problem. Porn is just what you're doing when something else is wrong. It's like taking painkillers when your leg's broken. Yeah, it helps for a minute, but it's not fixing anything. And until you figure out what's actually wrong, you're just gonna keep coming back to it. So let me give you a different way to look at this. What if every time you wanted to watch porn, instead of calling yourself a loser, you just asked yourself why? What if that urge was actually trying to tell you something? Because that feeling isn't weakness. Your body's trying to tell you something, but you're too busy to listen. Let me tell you what's really going on. You get the urge. Maybe it's the middle of the day. Maybe it's late at night when you can't sleep. Maybe you just saw a thirst trap or someone on Instagram living better than you. Maybe you've got homework or work to do and you're looking for any excuse to avoid it. And instead of dealing with that feeling, you just go straight to porn because it's easier. But the truth is that boredom, anger, and the feeling like you're not good enough are not actually bad. They're energy. That's your body basically screaming at you that something needs to change. And right now, you're wasting all that energy on something that leaves you feeling worse. What if you could use that energy to actually fix your life? I'm gonna give you 3 steps. Super simple, but if you do this, it forces you to stop being a passenger in your own life and start being the driver. Step 1. The second you feel the urge, don't do it and don't beat yourself up. Just grab your phone and write down 3 things. What time is it? What were you doing before this? And what are you supposed to be doing right now? That's it. No judging yourself. Just write it down. Do this for a week and you're gonna start seeing patterns. Like, oh, I always get the urge when I'm supposed to be studying. Or I always want it after I've been scrolling for an hour. Or it's always on Sunday when I've got nothing to do. Step 2. Figure out what you're really feeling, because 90% of the time you're not even horny, you're bored, you're stressed about money, you're lonely, you're mad at yourself. You just saw someone doing better than you and now you feel like a failure. Whatever it is, say it. Say it out loud. I'm bored. I'm avoiding this thing. I feel like I'm behind everyone else. Just name it, because once you name it, it's not controlling you anymore. Step 3. Do something hard right then, right in that moment when you've got all this energy, your body's fired up, your brain wants something to do, so give it something. Do push-ups, open that side hustle you've been putting off and work for 15 minutes. Go to the gym, work on that skill you keep saying you're gonna learn. Message that person you've been thinking about. Anything that moves you forward instead of backwards. And here's the thing nobody talks about. You know, that angry feeling you get when you can't watch it? Like when you're at your parents' house or your roommate's home or your phone dies, that frustrated, irritated feeling. That's not normal. That's literally addict behavior. Your brain's throwing a fit because it can't get what it wants. But that anger, use it. That's the real you being mad at the current you for being weak. Don't push it down. Let it fuel you. That anger is telling you that you know you're better than this. So prove it. Because think for a moment. You're already good at being obsessed with something. You check it multiple times a day. You make time for it even when you're tired. You prioritize it over everything else. You've got discipline. You're just using it on the wrong thing. Imagine if you were that obsessed with making money, with getting in shape, with learning a skill that could actually change your life. You'd crush it. And the wild part is you already know how to be obsessed. You just gotta point it somewhere better. So here's what I want you to do. 7 days. Every single time you get the urge, write it down, figure out what you're really feeling, and then do 15 minutes of real work. Anything. Learn editing, practice your craft. Work out, build your business, study whatever moves you forward. You're not gonna be perfect. You're probably gonna mess up, but by the end of the week, you're gonna have a whole list showing you exactly when you're weak and why. And you're gonna have turned a bunch of moments that used to make you feel like trash into moments that actually built something. And you're gonna realize something huge. You're not weak. You never were. You just didn't know what game you were playing. Porn is not your enemy. Your enemy is staying comfortable. Your enemy is scrolling through life on autopilot. Your enemy is letting your brain control you while you just sit there and take it. The second you wake up and take control, everything shifts. So stop trying to be perfect. Stop counting days like life will change itself, and start treating every urge like it's showing you exactly what you need to work on. Start using that energy instead of throwing it away. Look, I know this is hard. I know you've been fighting this alone. So drop a comment right now and tell me what your biggest struggle is. Just be real with me, because I'll read every single one. The only difference between who you are right now and who you want to be isn't some superpower. It's just where you're aiming. And if you're tired of figuring this out by yourself, hit subscribe. I'm not just some guy making videos. I'm gonna be the mentor you never had. The one who tells you the truth instead of what sounds nice. We'll see you on the next one.